Hello everyone, this is Just Noor. Let's look at how to format our paper for MLA correctly. In front of you is a sample paper, an example that I took from MLA website. The paper doesn't actually analyze or summarize anything, but it's just to show you how to format your papers. When you look at this paper, you should be able to tell that it is not double-spaced. So the first thing that we're going to do is make sure this paper is double-spaced. I'm going to use Control A on my keyboard, which will then select everything on my document. I am currently using the latest version of Microsoft Word. After I have selected my entire document or the entire text in my document, I am going to go here, line spacing, and I'm going to choose 2 or double spacing. That will make my paper double spaced. And you should be able to recognize that immediately because you'll see that the spacing in between every single line has now increased. The other thing that I need to make sure while I have everything selected is the justification. What is justification? Justification is also called text alignment. So for that, I'm going to go here and make sure that my paper is left justified or aligned left. Now, there are different options here. This is left, this is centered, right, and this is what I like to call as boxed. Some students, or sometimes you'll find papers, have this alignment, which is not recommended for academic papers. So please do not go with this alignment. Always justify or align your papers left. So we're going to select left. Now you'll see that my paper is left aligned because to the right of my paper, my sentences or the lines do not end at the same distance or length. Okay, so the next thing that I need to do with my MLA paper is add page numbers. This is the first page of my paper. To add page numbers, I need to insert, and then I'll select page numbers. You'll see that in this drop-down menu, there are different styles of page number insertion. What I need is this, which is the right side of the header. I'll select it. This is basically a formula for page numbers to automatically update. So I'll have my cursor blinking here because I need to add the last name. Now this paper supposedly is written by Martha Jones. Jones is the last name, so I am going to add Jones space and click outside. You will see that the paper automatically gets Jones 1, and because we inserted page numbers, the page numbers will update automatically. Jones 2, Jones 3, and so on. Getting back to the first page of our paper, the first thing that goes is last name and page number, which we just saw how to insert. The next thing is full name, first, middle, and last. Here we have first and last. And then if you are in my course, you will put instructor Just Noor Grewal-Kulaar. Just Noor is my first name, Grewal-Kulaar is my last name. Now, for my courses, I do not recommend my students to add any titles or prefixes in front of the names of the teachers. So for example, instructor, Dr. E.B. Jones. I do not recommend doing that. Please do not insert any titles. just instructor or professor and then the name. So do not add doctor or sir or madam before the names of the instructor. In the third line, you will put the name of the course. You can copy the course code from your Moodle, or you can go with ENGL 104 Fall 2025. Then comes the date. There are different ways you can write the date. This is one of them. The other way is you could write October 8th, 2025. This is another way to write the date, but I'm just going to stick with the first style that I already had here. So in the next line, I have the title of the document, MLA Sample Paper 9th edition. MLA recommends or guides that the title of the paper not be italicized, underlined, or written in bold, but what you need to do is have this centered. So I'll select my title, and then for the alignment, I will make it center justified. Now you see that the title has shifted to the center of the document. And please note that I have not added any extra enters, so I did not do that. I just have my document as double spaced throughout, and I am not adding any extra lines in between my paragraphs or before the title, so nothing. All I've done again is double spaced my paper. The next thing that we need to make sure is that our paragraphs are indented. For that, bring your cursor to the starting of the paragraph and press the tab key. One tab will indent your paragraph by about 1/2 inches, so 0.5 inches. Moving forward, this paragraph looks like an awfully long paragraph. I do not recommend you having this long paragraphs, so we're just gonna break this paragraph into two. And you see that my Word document has automatically sensed that it's a new document and I would like to have it indented, but if the document does not do it automatically for you, you could just press tab key once and it will indent your paragraph. Moving forward, I wanted to talk about block quotation. So for quotations that are more than 4 lines of prose or stories, or 3 lines of verse, place quotations in a freestanding block of text and omit quotation marks. Start the quotation on a new line with the entire quote indented 1 inch from the left margin. Maintain double spacing. Only indent the first line of the quotation by an additional 1/4 inch if you are citing multiple paragraphs. So if this were to be my block quotation, I will select it and hit tab. There. So I've hit tab 2 times because I wanted my quotation to be indented 1 inch from this left margin. If I hit my tab once, it gives the indentation of 0.5 inches. So to get an indentation of 1 inches here, in front of my block quotation, I hit my tab twice. Now again, this is my new paragraph. I need indentation. So we're supposing that this paper ends here. The next thing that we need to have on our paper is the works cited page. Now we're going to bring the works cited to a fresh new page. which happens to be this. The works cited needs to go in the center. So again, select it, justify it in the center, and then this is my list of sources that were used here. For the works cited page in MLA, we need to have a hanging indent. Before that, I'm going to make sure that my entries are set alphabetically. Now, last name, first name, this is just an example. However, we are going to assume that it is an actual citation. So we're going to make sure that our citations are ordered or set in alphabetical order. So B will obviously come first, and then I need that citation here. Okay, so I have set my citations alphabetically. You might need to do a bit more investigation into if the first letter is the same, then you go with the second letter, or the first letter of the second name, and so on. So you can get that out of your way. But once we have all our citations in alphabetical order, the next task is to have a hanging indent. So what we need to do is select all the entries here, more paragraph options, special indent, and we're going to go to hanging. Once you click that, the list will automatically be formatted for MLA's hanging indent. The first line is flushed right to the left margin, and the lines after that are indented. And that goes for every single entry. And that's it. That's our works cited page. Again, works cited, those are the words that you're going to put. They need to be centered. We have our page numbers here. And this is how you format your MLA paper. If you have any questions, please email me. Have a great one.